Good afternoon, Greater Minds Live. My name is Nathan Boji with Remax Classic. I am the chair of the tech committee, and I'm here with Peter Toring.
Yeah, I'm the vice chair of the tech committee as well, from Coldwell Banker, out on the other side of the world in Macomb.
Other side of the world. And we have a very special guest today, our very own GMAR CEO, Vickey Livernois.
Thank you.
And, the usual antics from Peter and I will be conducted today. We're going to talk about a few different topics. And Vickey's gonna share some information with us about different questions that we felt were important that people don't get a chance to ask. So a little housekeeping before we get rolling today. Don't forget the GMAR golf outing is August 20th, and we are still looking for sponsors. And in case you're not a golfer but you'd like to attend the festivities, you can just come and have dinner too. So check out gmaronline.com for more information about that. In any of the GMAR
Where is
publications.
that golf outing?
It's at the Inn at St. John's in Plymouth.
Yeah, so a nice place. Food's pretty good there too. Some exciting news for a big thing that's been going on in our industry in regards to flood insurance. The National Flood Insurance Plan has been extended 4 months, so buys a little bit more time to work with that. And as we all have been in the real estate industry, you know how important it is. We've all been sort of pushing to get that extended. We still have to keep up the efforts on that. And then one of Peter's favorite things that has been announced at GMAR is we now have a candy bar located in the office. And that is in the classroom, and from what I understand from Tim, who's hiding behind the camera because you can't see how excited he is about the candy bar, is that there's quite a selection. So you guys can come out and have fun with that.
Caleb brought us a box in earlier.
Yes, a box of candy for our tech meeting.
And also, you guys can find that we don't have any more events, right?
We don't have any more events immediately coming up, but like two important things that are going to happen coming up in September. For one is nominations for the board of directors, correct, Vickey?
Yes, so, September 5th, nominations will open for the board of directors. You'll receive an email for the districts that are available with open seats.
Great, awesome. And then photos in October. The GMAR is doing the photos that are free for all of our members. More details on that are on
Thinking
GMAR.
that if you have a glamour shot from 1982, now would be the time to come and get it updated.
Yes, and then after you get your updated picture, use it.
Yes, so also, if you guys are you're watching us now on Facebook Live, you can find us later on the YouTube, the GMAR YouTube channel. You can also find us anywhere that you listen to podcasts, whether it be Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. Find us under Greater Minds Live. So please subscribe. Helps us out.
And everything that you hear today are opinions of Peter and I, and not reflective of the association. And so let's get into the fun stuff, right? So we have Vickey here today with us. As you guys know, we've had some special guests throughout the episodes, and I think today it's really cool that Vickey's attending with us. So we have a few questions for you, not to put you under the gun, but I think one of the cool things that we do as GMAR is we're really involved with our community. So what are some of the things we're doing to support?
We actually do a lot of things to support our communities. We do things on a nationwide level, a state level, as well as a local level. And locally, we actually started last year a placemaking grant program. The placemaking grant last year awarded about $15,000 to local communities. And this year, we just awarded another $15,000. Communities that we'll be helping is Good Neighbor Garden in Ferndale, which will install a fence around a community garden. We're doing another community garden in the city of Detroit. There's Avalon Village, where we're going to help fund them renovating a shipping container that they'll use for small business. And in Waterford, we're actually going to install a small resting place along the Waterford River Walk with benches, trash receptacles, lighting, and information on the area.
For those who don't know, I know we probably all know what placemaking is, but for anybody who doesn't, it's basically where we as a group are giving back to the community, especially in helping to renovate or refresh parks or community areas, right? Is that the basis of it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome too. It's not just all in one area. I mean, we're everywhere.
Right. Last year, we actually did some projects all the way to Algonac, Wayne. We did the city of Detroit, Allen Park, Melvindale, and Royal Oak.
Very cool.
So that's exciting. On a state level, you may have heard or seen on our Facebook pages that The Houghton area in the Upper Peninsula was recently affected by flash flooding. I believe it was Father's Day weekend, and homes were damaged, the roads were destroyed and undrivable, and I think that somebody even passed away. What we did immediately, it was about 5 days after our board of directors met and voted unanimously, without hesitation, to provide funding to the Houghton area. So we contacted the Upper Peninsula Association of REALTORS, and we hand-delivered a check to them in the amount of $5,000.
That's awesome.
To help rebuild the community.
Very cool.
So there's information on that and stories on, I think, the Greater Minds page, as well as our regular Facebook page.
Yeah, and it's important that, again, not only that we're selling houses, but that we're involved in the communities that we live in, and also that we're involved politically in the communities we live in. So to change gears a little bit, obviously we were all big RPAC supporters. So tell a little bit about what's so valuable that GMAR members should be involved with RPAC?
Well, RPAC is really and truly the easiest way to protect the industry. A lot of people don't understand the difference. There's two different types of RPAC. There's RPAC 1 and RPAC 2. RPAC 2 is for issues, and RPAC 1 is to support candidates that are realtor friendly. The way the process works is we actually have a government affairs committee that's divided up, and they do candidate interviews for people that are running for office in the upcoming election. This year, I think that they did over 85 interviews.
Wow.
Over, I want to say, a 3-week period. It was a lot of grueling hours that these volunteers put in. And they asked these candidates that are running for office questions like, how do you feel about point-of-sale inspections? How do you feel about sign ordinances? And then they support the candidates, or they endorse the candidates that are realtor friendly. It doesn't matter which side they're on.
Right.
Those recommendations go to the board of directors for approval, and then it's sent to the Michigan RPAC trustees. The RPAC 1 funds are used to help these candidates fund their campaigns so that they can get elected because they're realtor friendly. And if you don't want your funds to go to support the candidates themselves, for whatever reason, you can choose to have your investments made for RPAC 2, which goes to issues like protecting private property rights.
And how are those issues? Are they addressed, or how are they? What's the format there with RPAC 2?
There are actual lobbyists with the Michigan Realtors that go to Lansing and they hear these issues. They come back, and then we use those funds to create campaigns, radio campaigns and ads to spread the word and to reach out to the realtor community.
And so if you're a realtor that maybe, because I've heard this discussion in the past as well, RPAC doesn't support the candidates I like, or I'm on the whatever different side of the political spectrum. So this RPAC 2 would be a great way for those people to still be involved and still help protect the industry without maybe donating to specific candidates.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think one question that it seems I get a lot in my office is, how do I donate to RPAC? I know it's a fairly easy process. A lot of times when we get our dues bill, we can just do it right on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go directly to the RPAC sites and I think donate too. And then they also have like monthly subscription.
Right, so you could actually choose an installment plan. So you didn't have to have one lump sum payment for your RPAC investment. There's also various events that we host throughout the year. We just did a barbecue last month.
A lot of fun.
In July. I can't believe it's August already. And we have Rocktober that's actually coming up in October. I think that's in Northville.
Okay.
I do not know the date off the top of my head, but you can go to these events and you can mingle with fellow realtors, and you can enjoy some drinks and some food and make your RPAC investment that way.
Yeah, nice networking opportunities too.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool. So for people that are interested in RPAC or don't know much about RPAC, you can always find out more information on GMAR online, and it is pretty easy to donate, and it does go to some really good stuff that you invest a lot of your personal time and money into your industry. So there's a bunch of different options for people to join real estate boards when they get into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Why is GMAR the place to be? Why is it the greatest place to be?
Well, I think people join GMAR for a variety of reasons. I think one of the reasons that somebody would choose us over another association, obviously, is that we're greater. But we also have the Member Max program. And for those that don't know, the Member Max program allows you to pay your dues monthly instead of in one lump sum, and it includes an education bundle where you can take even designation classes for free. So we have that. We offer over 200 different classes a year.
Mm-hmm.
We have some online courses, all the way from Code of Ethics and continuing education, which are required, up to the specialty classes. And we do them on-site and off-site. So I think that's a really big reason why people choose us over other associations.
Yeah, definitely, and we have a pretty big footprint too. We cover quite an area.
We do, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the other thing too
So
is
Peter can come from the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. So the another thing about this, and not that it's particularly a question, but that was something that I was going to mention, is just because maybe GMAR isn't your most local board does not necessarily mean that it isn't the right board for you. You can
Right.
still take advantage. I mean, you guys have also had classes. Not everything is just coming out to Southfield and doing here. There's
Right.
online stuff. There's all sorts of different resources that you can use. So with all of these resources, these benefits available, what do you think is, and maybe there's not just one, maybe there's a couple of benefits that maybe the GMAR members aren't taking as much advantage of it as they should be?
Well, I would say the Greater Minds Facebook group. We have about 800 members that are participating or part of this Facebook group, which is about 10% of our membership. And it's just amazing the resources. I'm a member of it, obviously, and there's referrals across town that are happening. There are recommendations. There's people can give strategies on things that they're doing. They can ask questions, and you hear from other industry experts. So I think it's a huge advantage, to have this available.
It's nice, yeah. That's one of the things I really love about having the Greater Minds page that was set up. Is it's a great sounding board to discuss things and to get stuff out in the open that maybe a lot of people just don't know about. You don't always have time to get somewhere and to sit down and talk with people, but you can just kind of toss out something you're questioning, and then other people will respond to you at their time, and you'll be good to go.
Especially if it's something easy. Like there's sometimes that maybe I don't have my regular guy available to do concrete work or something. I can pop onto Greater Minds, ask, hey, listen, I'm out, or maybe I'm in an area that maybe I'm not in all the time, or my guy doesn't bother. I can go on and say, hey, who's everybody using for concrete? And because I came out deployment or something, and Nathan will be able to say, oh, this is my guy who's local.
Yeah.
So it makes it really easy to find resources, especially if you're new to the business. You don't maybe have that list of trusted vendors yet, or you don't have kind of the multiple layers in your team that you need. It's an easy way to find trusted people that have GMAR members have been using.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We also have an alliance with the Commercial Board of Realtors that I don't think most people know about. And basically, you're able to get access to the Commercial Board of Realtors through GMAR as a benefit of membership. So there's no additional fees. There's just a form that you have to fill out, and it's amazing. We have probably about 300 of our members that take advantage of it, and
Wow.
of those, they rave about it. So I think that is a little known
And by
tidbit as
taking
well.
advantage of that, additional board to be involved with, I'm assuming they provide other services such as classes and
Yep.
things like
They
that
have,
about the commercial side of our
absolutely.
business.
Yep, they have a conference. They have their CPICS MLS.
Mhm.
They have different types of training that's available specifically for commercial real estate.
Yeah, and I guess that brings up just a really good point. Yes, predominantly, residential realtors make up GMAR, but commercial real estate plays a big role. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're sitting in an office building that some commercial realtor had some involvement with, So that's a pretty cool benefit. That's one I didn't even know about, and I've been around for a minute or
See?
two.
So
Pretty cool.
to go, we're just going to take you off script because. So where do you see GMAR kind of go? I know the goal of GMAR. We rebranded. We did some of the things to kind of show ourselves as the the greater association. Where do you see kind of GMAR, their role going in the future? What are the kind of the big plans for GMAR? Whether it's additional value to our agents, or hey, we got a new big class coming up, or what's next? What's the next step?
Well, I don't know that there's one big next step for GMAR. I mean, we are on a good, steady pace with what we've been doing over the years, and we plan on continuing to do that. We're constantly adding new course content locally, as well as the NAR courses. Our board of directors have a strategic plan that we're working towards, and you'll see some new programs coming out from that. Not just educational courses, but we're talking about potentially revamping some of the programs and products that we offer currently. And one thing that we're actually going to start doing a little bit better is telling people what we do, making people aware of the products and services that we offer to our members so that they can know that we're a resource for them.
And is there, on the class thing, is there one class that you think, hey, a lot of people aren't taking this and maybe they should?
I think we have a
Or
lot
favorite?
of great
A lot of great
courses.
ones.
I would say the
Not
Code
one
of
favorite.
Ethics course. If people would please remember that the deadline for Code of Ethics is this year to complete your
Yep.
2.5 hours. We have online courses available for free. we can come to your office, or we can, you can come in here and take a class with us. But the deadline is December 31st.
You sign up just on Member Max or
On
the
GMAR Online.
GMAR Online, yes.
I messed it up the last time. So it's okay.
It doesn't work either.
Yeah, and I guess the key word for that is, being that it's super important because the deadline is this year, is you can do it free online. So PJs, at the kitchen table. No excuse. Do we got anything else? I think that's it. Tim, did I forget anything? No? All right.
It's a good day when we don't forget things.
I know, and Tim isn't flagging us down this time, right?
So,
reel us in.
And of course, too, when we go on Greater Minds Live, we'd love to hear comments. We'd love to hear what you guys want to hear. This is another GMAR resource that we have for you. So if you're not taking advantage of it, the goal of this has always been to bring value to us, all the agents. So the best way for you to do that is say, hey, listen, I've been having a question about X, Y, or Z. So if you have ideas of what you would like us to address, who you'd like us to bring in, we'd love to hear it. Because I said that's the goal, is to be, nobody wants to take time out of their day to just.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Peter and I we love talking about different topics and things like that. And there are things that we are pretty proficient in, and there's things that we're not. But if you want to hear about it, we'll find somebody that is proficient in it, and we'll get them in and have them talk to you about it. So, and Tim tells me he wants me to talk about the golf outing one more time. So August 20th at St. John's Inn in Plymouth is the golf outing. We need sponsors. So if you know someone that is looking to get some exposure to our industry, please tell them about us. And if you don't play golf,
where should we send these sponsors?
They can go right to our website, or they can contact Allie.
Okay.
So Allie at the office or GMAR Online. And again, if you're not a golfer, just don't like it, don't play, but you want to come mingle, have some dinner, there's a package for that available as well. And that's it.
Yeah, well, Vicky, we appreciate you coming on. I know it is not always easy coming on and doing something like this, but we appreciate you being a good sport about it.
Oh, you did great. You did really good.
So, and also too, if we can convince Vicky to come back, if you guys have got other GMAR related things again that you're interested in, love to hear about it.
Yeah, comment below.
Yep, and again, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTube. Check it out, and again, love to hear from you. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Bye.